very, very big for Team QUESO, because if they come out of this on top, it's going to put them in prime position to win this tournament.
Now 2 players left for Team QUESO. Of course, they did take a beating early on against Surgical. Was it Surgical Goblin? No, I think they lost Colton earlier on. Maybe it was to Ace. But at any rate, 2 players left for QUESO, but the full 3-player lineup available for Nova Esports. Now, whenever a player gets eliminated, they don't have a chance to move back onto the center stage until that team cycles back through the lineup. So it's just 1v1 matches. You don't have any room for error. Teams represented by 3 of the best players that they were able to find in the region. Best players in the world competing, of course, in the Crown Championship, Kings Cup 2, other major marquee events.
Yeah, and we just saw Surgical Goblin from the Netherlands. We have B-Rad from Canada, Diego B from the US. You know, this is a national. It's a worldwide.
An international.
An international, yeah. National, yeah, international. It's been a long day, Woody. No, that's the beauty of Clash Royale, and I think the biggest thing for Clash Royale is that the fact that it's so globally recognized and globally played, and everybody can play versus everybody. Like when you go into a ladder match, you could play versus anyone in the world anytime. And I think that really makes it one of, if not the best game in the world.
2 beautiful hits on that Goblin Hut. And of course, you know I agree with you in chat. One of the, I'm going to go ahead and say the greatest mobile game.
Oh, 100% the greatest mobile game. That's not even a question.
2 great hits onto that Goblin Hut from the Dark Prince make it a whole lot easier for Diego B to set up this next attack out the left lane, logging back the guards and giving this Baby Dragon an opportunity to try to get through this Mega Mini. It looks like it's just a little bit too short on damage here. Goblin Hut in the center to pull this Golem in, and it looks like B-Rad's got a kind of quirky defense that might just be able to pull off the victory here. Miner out the back, a little bit too distracted by the Golem mites to be able to get this Dark Prince down, but still plenty of counterattack potential here for B-Rad out the right side, known as the Miner God. He's already made some nice inroads onto the right lane, bringing it just below that 2K mark now.
Yeah, and here comes a Princess on the left-hand side, getting a little bit of chip damage off. The Baby Dragon is the only way to counter a Princess, and a Baby Dragon at the bridge to deal with a Princess is probably the worst way to counter her. You know, it's a big troop that you need to deal with swarmy troops like guards, and now it's no longer going to be available. Here comes a Golem on the right-hand side, but guess what? There's nothing behind it, Woody.
No support for it. It's going to get swiped down by the Mega Minion, the Spear Goblins, Princess, and Tower, all chipping away at it. Guards out the left lane do a great job on defense, but what you're seeing here from B-Rad is a necessity to split push. He would really rather just take 1 tower down, but he is not able to do that against such a heavy beatdown deck like the one that Diego B has brought. Now you see that Diego B has actually been able to concentrate all of his damage on that left side, down to 1185. Diego B is ahead in the single tower base race, but overall, actually he just took quite a couple swipes at that left lane. Overall, B-Rad could go either side this game and still be in a good position to win.
Yo, here comes the Baby Dragon to deal with the Mega Minion. Log comes out to deal with the guards. The Golem still looking pretty healthy. The Dark Prince coming to help from the other side of the arena. Another Golem offensively played, and B-Rad is in trouble. That Goblin Hut's played, but it's going to get eliminated almost immediately. And is this Golem going to be able to connect onto the left-hand side, Woody? That's going to be the question that is going to either A, win Diego B the game or not. And there's the answer.
I say it's done. Signed, sealed, delivered. Diego B gonna get that win. Left side rolls the log through, and with that, I thought he'd be.
He was on for so long
Can't even remember.
that it's hard.
Yeah.
It's hard to remember when greatness happens, you know, because you're just focused on the greatness. You know. All right, Asuchini versus Diego B. 2:42 left in the game. Who is going to be able to come on top? Can Nova stop Diego B? Or will Diego B continue his run?
Split push now. Diego B at the right side with a Giant and Goblin gang, splitting it up, trying to keep the pressure on Asuchini, who just played a big old Lava Hound out back. Zap's not going to do too much to this flying machine, though. It still is flying around, shooting down these goblins.
Yeah, that one goblin, that one spear goblin, I mean, they only do 50 damage a pop, but he must have gotten
a clutch zap from Asuchini. Keeps the flying machine alive just a little bit longer. Does eventually get popped down, and Asuchini did take a beating down the right lane. I gotta appreciate the mastery of that zap play, but still, looks like it didn't get the value that he was necessarily looking for there. Now, I gotta say,
he's ahead by like
is
8
way
elixir.
ahead in elixir, though. Yeah.
That one zap play put him so far ahead because he had the Ice Spirit, the flying machine, which means you can Ice Spirit, you know, the Lava Hound when it's going to pop to freeze all the bats. You can't, you know, Ice Spirit anything else. And now, with that Elixir lead, Tombstone and Lava Hound coming down, essentially he's got a free Lava Hound on the left-hand side.
I think Diego B's left side tower is going to drop in this next push. I think that he's got a decent chance here to be able to knock down Asuchini's tower. With guards on defense, that might be enough to be able to get this giant down in time. But Diego B's left side tower is in a lot of trouble right now. Lava Hound floating on in. We'll see how Asuchini chooses to support it. Goes in for the Mega Minion. We'll see what else he's got here. Yeah.
10 elixirs on the field for Asuchini, and it's even elixir.
Zap goes down. Mega Minion will survive the exchange, going straight for the tower. But fortunately for Diego B, the thing he's got in his favor with this matchup is the fact that the Zap bait is coming in real clutch for him on defense. The fact that he's got bats, spear goblins, and the goblin gang is keeping him alive. This Ice Spirit, not enough to keep the balloon off, though. And just like I tell you in chat, and that left side takes an absolute beating. Asuchini pulls ahead in damage. Didn't quite get the tower down, so I'm not technically right with that push. But down to 100 now. He might be within spell cycle range of finishing.
When you have to waste two cards to stop a balloon, it doesn't even stop it. That's not value. That's what that is. Lava Hound on the right-hand side trying to make a play here. Giant coming down, but guess what? The Giant doesn't attack air as this balloon is going right for the tower. It will not connect. Beautifully played fireball coming out for Diego B, just staying alive.
Barely short. You must be this tall to drop the bomb on tower. Didn't quite make it there. And we're getting awfully close for this to be the end of Diego B. He throws the fireball at the right lane to clip that flying machine, but the last card in Asuchini's deck is a fireball. Throws it out. All right, so we got a new match starting up right now. Asuchini will hold on to the stage representing Nova Esports. He's up against Adrian Piedra from Team QUESO.
Yes, that is true. Adrian Piedra.
Vamos!
Vamos.
Hello, an army.
There it is. And I think you kind of like roll the R in Piedra. You hold it for a little longer,
I
right?
think there's supposed to be 2 R's if you're rolling it. I took a little bit of Spanish. You know what? You could take some creative license with that. I won't hold it against you.
All right, here we go. Oh, Magic Archer on the field. And that's going to snipe down this Goblin Hut. No problem. Also going to snipe down the Zappies. It has such a long range. And by such a long range, I mean it has the longest range in the game besides the Princesa.
And even a chance to chip away at the troops that are on the back end there. Fireball nukes the flying machine. Balloon is uncontested. Left side tower takes a beating. Zap is there, but not enough to get the second hit off. Asuchini is walloped on the left lane, down at 465 in the first minute.
Oh, man. Took out a ton of damage on that left-hand side tower. Whenever a balloon connects on your tower, it's bad. Whenever a balloon connects on your tower twice, it's really bad.
The Aztec Eagle soaring high with that balloon hit definitely earned those 2 shots. And I gotta agree with you in chat. You never even want to let that balloon get a single hit off, much less 2. I think that we're going to see definitely a lot more defensive play from Adrian Piedra in the next minute and a half here as he tries to hold on to both towers before he finally finishes off that left lane with maybe some spell cycle.
Yeah, and I feel like whenever a balloon connects on my tower, I feel like the skeleton on the balloon is laughing at me. You know what I mean?
I feel like the skeleton inside my body is melting.
Yeah, that's pretty much what happens. That's an accurate assessment. That's an accurate assessment.
Horrible feeling, but a big P.E.K.K.A hit out the right side. Asuchini is returning fire, chops it apart. The Ice Golem coming in way too late to be able to pull it off the tower. And this is now a 1-1 drawn game. Adrian Piedra getting beaten down in the right lane. Asuchini's got this thing back on the books.
Yeah, and a poison coming down on the left-hand side for Asuchini. Is it going to be able to take out the Magic Archer? Yes, it will, as the Magic Archer just stays to just pop into the Spear Goblin. His range actually hurt him that time.
Oh, buddy manages to get rid of that balloon out the right side, and there's hardly any damage. You know, if you're ever wondering who's going to win, big old balloon floating in or 3 little zappy boys, Turns out the Zappy boys get the job done.
Yeah, it pretty much just keeps him in the same position and laughs at him. Mega Man is going to survive, but the Zappy still there. Is it going to take out? No! This could be a huge counter push here from Adrian Piedra. But look at this Royal Ghost doing a lot of damage to the King.
Now the P.E.K.K.A. and Asuchini's deck makes it seem like a really heavy beatdown deck, but I think that the thing to keep in mind here is that he still has a lot of options to split up his attacks and go for different lanes. He's got the Flying Machine, which has a really long range. Zappy's, which can do a great job too at taking down these targets, but not the balloon. It's getting awfully close. Gets the drop!
Oh.
Asuchini takes a beating.
Oh no, and just like you said, even my skeleton felt bad inside, and I'm not even the one playing. Oh, as that Flying Machine is going to get taken out here, it looks like Asuchini all in gambling with this 3-crown, and that might hurt him. I mean, when you go for a King Tower and you're pretty much pushing into a lane where you can give your opponent a counter, push, it's never a good, outcome that happens.
Bit of a scary setup here for Adrian Piedra. He's going for some chip damage in the back. He sits in the balloon right on his opponent's side of the arena. Zappies are there just in time to be able to shut that thing down. And once again, you see the Zappy boys getting the job done. Right side down to 423, and it's getting awfully close. But a P.E.K.K.A. on the tower chops it apart. Asuchini